G24. G24. Hi, my name is Officer Gutierrez, and today I'll be conducting your citizenship interview. Can I see your appointment letter? Thank you. Please follow me. How was traffic? Perfect. Please step inside and remain standing. Okay. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Great. You can put your hand down and please take a seat. Okay. So let's begin with the interview. Can I see your permanent resident card, your passport, and a form of ID? There's no need to give them to me, just show them to me. Okay. And there it is. Thank you. Now, can you please place your right hand index finger in the scanner? Okay. Now, can you please place your left index finger on the scanner? Perfect. Thank you. Now, I'm just going to need to take a quick picture. Can you please look into the camera? Don't move. One more. Perfect. Okay. What is your full legal name? Okay. Perfect. Will you be changing your name today? Okay. And where were you born? What is your date of birth? Okay, can you repeat the year for me, please? Perfect. Okay, what year did you become a permanent resident? Okay, what is your current address? How long have you been living at this address? Okay. What are the last 4 digits of your social security number? Okay. What is your phone number? Okay. Are either your parents U.S. citizens? What is your current marital status? Do you have any papers for me, divorce or marriage? Can I see them, please? Thank you. How many times have you been married? Were you ever married back in your country of origin? What is your spouse's name? Can you please spell the last name for me? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? Okay. Do you have any children? Are your children U.S. citizens? What do you do for a living? How long have you worked at this job? What was your job back in your country of origin? Okay. In the last 5 years, how many times have you traveled out of the United States? Have you ever spent more than 6 months in a year outside of the United States? Okay, now we're going to do the reading and writing test. Here in front of the tablet, you're going to see a sentence that I need you to read it out loud. Can you please read the following sentence? Okay, now using the pen behind here in the tablet, please write the following sentence in the screen. Flag Day is in June. Flag Day is in June. You can use the whole screen. Flag Day is in June. Okay, perfect. Thank you. You have approved your writing and reading test. Now we're going to do the civic test. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You have to answer correct, at least 6 of them. Okay? Name one right only for United States citizens. Who was president during World War I? What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? What is the political party of the president now? Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? Name one state that borders Mexico. Who is the commander-in-chief of the military? Perfect. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te está yendo con la práctica? Recuerda que si te gustaría prepararte para responder una entrevista como esta, ofrecemos un curso en nuestra página cursosconfernando.com. En este curso encontrarás un orden de trabajo sin interrupciones que podrás estudiar a tu propio ritmo y a tus propios tiempos sin importar tu nivel de inglés. Además, contarás con el apoyo de nuestro equipo ayudándote en tu preparación. Recuerda, esta página es cursosconfernando.com. Continuemos con la práctica. Mucha suerte.
Now, please answer the following questions. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Have you ever registered to vote or voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Do you currently owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes in the United States? Since you became a lawful permanent resident, have you called yourself a non-resident alien on a federal, state, or local tax return, or decided not to file a tax return because you considered yourself to be a non-resident? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any communist or totalitarian party anywhere in the world? Have you ever advocated any of the following or been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any group anywhere in the world that advocated any of the following: opposition to all organized government, world communism, the establishment in the United States of a totalitarian dictatorship, the overthrow by force or violence or other unconstitutional means of the government of the United States or all forms of law, the unlawful assaulting or killing of any officer or officers of the government of the United States or of any other organized governments because of their official character, the unlawful damage, injury, or destruction of property or sabotage. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with, or have you ever provided money, a thing of value, services or labor, or any other assistance or support to a group that used a weapon or explosive with intent to harm another person or cause damage to property? Engaged in kidnapping, assassination, or hijacking or sabotage of an airplane, ship, vehicle, or other mode of transportation? Threatened, attempted, conspired, prepared, planned, advocated for, or incited others to commit any of the acts listed in item numbers 6A or 6B? Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in any of the following: torture, genocide, killing or trying to kill any person, intentionally and severely injuring or trying to injure any person, any kind of sexual contact or activity with any person who did not consent or was unable to consent or was being forced or threatened by you or by someone else, not letting someone practice their religion, causing harm or suffering to any person because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group or political opinion. Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, or participated in any military or police unit? Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, or participated in any armed group, for example, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, or guerrilla group? Have you ever worked, volunteered, or otherwise served in a place where people were detained? For example, a prison, jail, prison camp, detention facility, or labor camp? Or have you ever directed or participated in any other activity that involved detaining people? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Have you ever sold, provided, or transported weapons, or assisted any person in selling, providing, or transporting weapons which you knew or believed would be used against another person? Have you ever received any weapons training, paramilitary training, or other military type training? Have you ever recruited, enlisted, conscripted, or used any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed group, or attempted or worked with others to do so? Have you ever used any person under 15 years of age to take part in hostilities, or attempted or worked with others to do so? This could include participating in combat or providing services related to combat. Include all the crimes and offenses in the United States or anywhere in the world, including domestic violence, driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and crimes and offenses while you were under 18 years of age which you ever committed, agreed to commit, or asked someone else to commit, were arrested, cited, detained, or confined by any law enforcement officer, military official, or immigration official, were charged with committing, helping commit, or trying to commit, pled guilty to, were convicted of, were placed in alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program for, or received a suspended sentence, clemency, amnesty, or pardon for, or were placed on probation or paroled for. Have you ever committed, agreed to commit, asked someone else to commit, helped commit, or tried to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, detained, or confined by any law enforcement officer, military official, or immigration official for any reason, or charged with a crime or offense? If you received a suspended sentence, were placed on probation, or were paroled, have you completed your suspended sentence, probation, or parole? Have you ever engaged in prostitution, attempted to procure or import prostitutes or persons for the purpose of prostitution, or received any proceeds or money from prostitution? Have you ever manufactured, cultivated, produced, distributed, dispensed, sold, or smuggled any controlled substances, illegal drugs, narcotics, or drug paraphernalia in violation of any law or regulation of a U.S. state, the United States, or a foreign country? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or tried to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Have you ever been removed or deported from the United States? Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Are you unable to take the oath of allegiance because of a physical or developmental disability or mental impairment? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? At this time, I will recommend your application as approved. Congratulations.